From the heart of Hollywood, the bright lights of the studio began to shimmer as the music swelled, announcing the start of the Newlyweds game. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation as the announcer introduced today's participants to the cheering audience. There were 4 couples ready to prove how well they knew their significant others. Couple number 1 had been married for 13 months, the charming Gretchen and Jason Kittle. Moving along, couple number 2, Monica and Roy Shinsotto, had walked down the aisle only 2 months prior. The third pair, Raquel and Dave Arboleda, shared 23 months of marital bliss. Finally, couple number 4 consisted of Sandy and Harold Case, who had been husband and wife for 7 months. With a flourish of excitement, the star of the show, Bob Eubanks, stepped onto the stage. He thanked the audience warmly, his voice filled with the familiar charisma that had made him a household name. He welcomed everyone to the Newlywed game and expressed his genuine happiness at having the 4 couples present. He looked at the contestants and asked if they were ready to play the game, to which they responded with a resounding yes. The game began with a twist. Bob announced that the show would start by asking the husbands some questions. To ensure the ladies could not hear the answers, he requested that they move to a soundproof room. As the wives departed, Bob turned his attention to the men, reminding them that the upcoming questions were worth 5 points each. The goal was for the husbands to predict exactly how their wives would answer the same questions later. The couple with the most points at the end would win a fabulous second honeymoon. With the stage cleared of the ladies, Bob posed the first question. He asked the gentlemen if their wives would say that after their very first whoopee session together, she wished he had read more how-to books, or she had read more how-to books. Harold was the first to answer. He pondered for a moment and admitted that he believed his wife would say he should have read more how-to books. He confessed to being a little slow at times, though he proudly noted that he eventually got there. Bob, always quick with a quip, expressed his happiness for Harold despite it not being part of the official question. Next was Dave. He agreed that the answer would be for himself to have read more how-to books. He explained that Raquel was always telling him to try different things. Roy, however, had a different take. He confidently stated that his wife would say she wished she had read more because he possessed plenty of experience and energy. Jason rounded out the group by predicting that Gretchen would say she wished she had read more how-to books because she had been quite apprehensive at the time. The second question shifted the focus to personal belongings. Bob asked the men to name one item belonging to their wives that should take up permanent residence at the local dump. Dave was quick to suggest his wife's hosiery, specifically noting that she often kept pairs with holes in them. Roy pointed to his wife's AB roller, complaining that it was never used for exercise but instead served as a rack for hanging clothes, which he frequently kicked at night. Jason suggested his wife's ballerina figurines, wishing they were gone. Harold chose his wife's purple shorts, describing them as baggy and expressing a strong dislike for them. The final question of the first round involved completing a sentence. The sentence was, "May our love for each other grow and grow, but my wife's blank can stop growing right now." Roy suggested his wife's ears, explaining that she was self-conscious about their size. Jason chose his wife's nagging as the thing that should stop growing. Harold pointed to his wife's loudness, mentioning how she could become quite irritatingly loud when frustrated. Dave concluded by choosing his wife's thighs, noting her constant worry about them. After a brief commercial break, the ladies returned to the stage to reunite with their husbands. Bob explained the rules once more, noting that the husbands' predictions were recorded on cards. If the wives' answers matched, the couple would earn 5 points. The first question for the ladies was about the how-to books after their first intimate encounter. Gretchen went first and said she wished she had read more, admitting that neither of them knew much but Jason faked it better. When Jason revealed his card, it was a match. Raquel, however, felt that Dave needed to read the book because she was always looking for something new, which also resulted in a match. Sandy thought she should have read more, but Harold had predicted she would point to him, resulting in no points for them. When asked about the item that should go to the dump, Monica suggested her car, but Roy had predicted the AB roller. Raquel mentioned her papers, while Dave had correctly guessed her hosiery with holes. Sandy suggested her stove, but Harold had named her baggy purple shorts, leading to a humorous disagreement about whether she sagged in them. Gretchen thought of her Hard Rock Cafe shirts, but Jason had predicted her ballerina figurines. The final 5-point question about what should stop growing brought more laughter. Raquel correctly identified her thighs, earning 5 points. Sandy guessed her butt, but Harold had said her loudness. Gretchen suggested her tummy due to her own cooking, but Jason had predicted her nagging. Monica also guessed her butt, but Roy had predicted her ears, leading to a funny moment where she had to show her ears to the host. As the game moved into the 10-point round, the husbands were sent backstage. Bob asked the wives about their last track meet in bed. Raquel said Dave took a shortcut. Monica said Roy jumped the gun. Gretchen claimed Jason sprinted to the finish line. Sandy noted that Harold tended to take shortcuts. The next question was about which of the husband's friends deserved the title of King of the Cheesy Pickup Lines. Monica chose Michael, describing him as suave. Gretchen chose Alex, noting he was shy but tried too hard. Sandy picked Jimbo, a one-line guy. Raquel chose Arnold, who was small but a great talker. The final 10-point question asked what item of the wife's the husband had been caught wearing. Gretchen confessed that Jason had worn her undies and even a bra on a dare. Sandy said Harold wore her robe at a hotel. Raquel revealed that Dave wore her cheerleading outfit for Halloween. Monica jokingly suggested a G-string, though she admitted her husband was too macho for such things. The bonus round was worth 25 points and asked which national holiday was closest to the wife's birthday. Sandy said President's Day, Raquel said Christmas, Monica said Thanksgiving, and Gretchen also said Christmas. The husbands returned for the final reveal. On the track meet question, Roy said he sprinted, but Monica had said he jumped the gun. Dave said he jumped the gun, but Raquel said he took a shortcut. Harold said he sprinted, but Sandy said he took a shortcut. Jason said he jumped the gun, but Gretchen said he sprinted. On the pickup line question, Dave correctly guessed Arnold, earning 10 points. Harold correctly guessed Jimbo. Jason guessed Don, but Gretchen had said Alex. Roy correctly guessed Michael. On the clothing question, Harold guessed pajamas, but Sandy said his robe. Jason admitted to wearing Gretchen's underwear, which was a match. He even admitted to the bra after some prompting. Roy guessed a baseball hat, but Monica had jokingly said a G-string. Dave correctly guessed the cheerleading outfit from Halloween, securing 25 points. In the final tally, Dave and Raquel emerged as the winners with 55 points. They were awarded a fabulous second honeymoon to the island of Maui, where they would stay at the Maui Islander in Lahaina. Bob Eubanks congratulated the winners and thanked all the couples for a wonderful show, leaving the audience with a sense of joy and the enduring power of love and laughter.